Greetings, folks. Today is Wednesday, January 30th, 2019. I'm Tom Lineweaver, and this is my commentary. You know, I want to tell you something. If I ever do become president, which I'm not going to count on that, but if I ever do become president, every member of the Federal Communication Commission will be fired. All right. And do you know why? Because they forced this digital TV crap down our throats. Yeah, I mean, I was watching Charlie's Angels yesterday, and the signal strength was great. All right? And, about 15 minutes into the show, it just died. Now, this is what happens because it's digital TV. Analog TV was much more pliable. Digital TV is rigid. And if you get a sudden blast of wind, you could lose your signal. And that's what happened yesterday when I was watching Charlie's Angels, and I never got it back. So, hey, FCC, I'm not just going to fire you. Well, I would like to put you in jail. Because I think you are violating the Constitution, and people who violate the Constitution should be in jail. Okay, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Constitution being a libertarian document. That's right. Now, see, let's start here. Okay, while doing show prep, I found this quote by Mark Twain. No man's life, liberty, or property are safe while the legislature is in session. Isn't that the truth? And he lived a long time ago, so if that was going on then, wow. Anyway, and then the Fifth Amendment. Now, I'm not going to read the entire Fifth Amendment, just the part that I want to read, because the Fifth Amendment is about doing infamous crimes and what should happen if you do an infamous crime and have an indictment, grand jury, and all that stuff. I just want to read a portion of this to show that the Constitution is a libertarian document. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So there you have it. The Constitution, the Fifth Amendment at least, practically grants us liberty. Now, also, if you read other parts of the Constitution, read Article 1. That's all about Congress and what Congress is allowed to do and how it's supposed to be comprised and so forth and so forth. Article 2 is about the president, his power, and actually more of the lack thereof. It's about the president, his duties, and his power, and so forth. The Article 3 is about the Supreme Court, if only they would follow the Constitution. Let's see. I got this. That's Article 2. I got this dandy pocket and it's falling apart. I was at Representative Muser's office a couple days ago, and I said, "Could you please get me a new pocket combination?" This thing, I have this thing taped in. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but I love the Constitution. I love it. That's why I have it taped up, because I use it so often. Anyway, so let's see. We have, what I want to say in all this, whether you have Article 1, 2, 3, Article 4, let's see, what does Article 4 say? Oh, it talks about the full faith and credit of the United States. The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. What? Entitled to all privileges? Unless the Congress comes along and makes it against the law, right? Anyway, what I'm about to say is that you read the Constitution, and there's not one thing the people are prohibited from doing. The people can do anything they want. Anything. Unless there's a prohibition. Remember the 10th Amendment? You know, the people are not prohibited by anything. I said before, if the people wanted to have a people's reserve system to compete with the Federal Reserve System, they can do it. They can. There's nothing in the Constitution that says they can't. The states cannot, but the people are not prevented from that by doing that. And so the people can do anything they want to. They can form their own little militia. They can have a tank. They can do anything they want. There's nothing in the Constitution that prohibits the people from doing anything. Nothing. That's called libertarianism. Now, obviously, the libertarian philosophy is certainly one that says you can do anything you want except hurt other people. You know, my life, my stuff, you can't have it unless I give it to you. And that's it. That's it. And the Constitution supports that philosophy. You cannot find anywhere in the Constitution where the people are prohibited from anything. But this is the problem. The Constitution protects the rights of the people. Government takes the rights of the people away. Like, for example, the right to watch a decent TV show. Thank you, Congress, for forcing digital TV down our throats. The science is not good. It stinks. Pardon me, but I can't help myself. So, I think the people need to exercise their authority and get rid of these idiots. You know, we don't need to call for a constitutional convention. We the people could do that. That's right. We don't need, and then what we say at that new constitutional convention, that's the way it will be. Because that's how the first Constitution, it said we the people. The preamble says we the people. We the people. We the people. Not we the delegates. Not we the Congress. Not we the Washingtons. Not we the Jeffersons. Anyway. See? We the people. We the people. And we the people could do it again by having our own convention and saying, this is what we want, this is what we... And we can get rid of Congress. Alright. Anyway, it's just a thought. We can do anything we want. The Constitution is a libertarian document. It gives liberty. It protects liberty. But here comes Congress saying, oh no, you can't grow that hemp plant. Any law, now listen to me closely, folks, any law that takes away from the just, protected rights of the people is unconstitutional. Get that, Congress? That's right. Any law that goes against our liberty, gun control laws, hemp control laws, what kind of, drug control laws and all that stuff. We have all kinds of laws. They're called gun control laws, drug control laws, and all that stuff. That's what they're called. But really, they are people control laws. Laws are meant to control people, not things. You get that? So every time this Congress passes a law, somewhere along the line, it's going to hurt a person, unless it's within the constitutional libertarian document. And they do it all the time. You know, when they were doing these radio telephone laws, they were hurting the people. You know, I sure wish I had an analog TV station to watch Charlie's Angels on, because I wouldn't have lost it yesterday. Anyway, okay, so FCC, if on January 21st, 2021, if I'm the President of the United States, you are history. And so is most of government, because most of government is unconstitutional. They are there to enforce unconstitutional laws. Remember, any law that takes away liberty is unconstitutional. Any law that takes away liberty is unconstitutional. Shall I say it again? The Fifth Amendment guarantees us liberty, and that can only be taken away by due process of law. And that doesn't mean Congress has the right to make those laws. No. It doesn't, because Congress, according to, let's see, I think it's Article 6 somewhere, is supposed to only pass laws in pursuance to the Constitution. So if they pass a law that is not in pursuance to the Constitution, they are violating the Constitution. So if they take away your liberty with laws, it's unconstitutional. Due process of law does not mean Congress pass a law. Due process of law means going to court. Remember, the Fifth Amendment is how you deal with criminals. And they're saying that even they can't lose their liberty in a frivolous way. You must have due process of law. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So if you want to take away my right to smoke a joint, you have to take me to court first. If you want to take away my liberty one way or another, you have to take me to court. That's right. I mean, hey, listen, if a cop comes to your house and detains you for any reason, he's violating your constitutional rights. You have the right to liberty. If you try to leave and he won't let you, he's violating your constitutional rights. See, folks, we have to get back to the Constitution. And let me tell you something. Under the Constitution, if a cop shoots a man begging for his life, he's unarmed, he's begging for his life, and the cop shoots him, guess what should happen to that cop? Under due process of law, he should lose his liberty and life. He should be charged with murder, and when found guilty, he should lose his liberty and his life. Yes, I'm thinking about Daniel Shaver. I can't believe. I think I heard somewhere that his this cop was acquitted. Did I hear that right? Anyway, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Constitution says Congress shall meet one day out of the year. Okay? Which would cut down on what Mark Twain said. Here, I've Let me quote it again. No man's life, liberty, or property are safe while legislature is in session. That's why they should only meet one day out of the year. That's right. The Constitution only tells them to meet one day out of the year. Now they're in office almost all the time. It's almost a full-time job. Anyway, wouldn't it be great if we could only pay, if we only have to pay them for one day? I don't think Nancy Pelosi could stand that. We need to cut down on congressional sessions, because all they do is pass these people control laws. That's all they're doing. Anyway, so I think it's in December. I think it's December, the one day out of the year. And then, and only then, if the president calls them back, do they go back. So, Congress, you meet in December, period. If the president calls you, then you can go back in. But one day out of the year is when you should meet. And then you should go home and do whatever you're supposed to be doing back there. That's right. Most of our founding fathers, most of the people in that first Congress are farmers. And so they come in and they meet one time of the year. Why December? Because there's not much farming to do in December. So you wouldn't catch farmers being in Washington, D.C. or Philadelphia for that matter, because that's where the capital was. You wouldn't find these farmers there during harvest, during planting. Might be able to get there between those two things. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So, one day out of the year, Congress should meet. That's it. That would cut down on all the garbage that they do, wouldn't it? All right. Okay, listen, I went over time again. I'm sorry. But let me tell you, the Constitution is a libertarian document. It's a document of liberty. It guarantees liberty. It grants us liberty. And to take away our liberty, you've got to take us to court, not go down to Washington, D.C. and pass a law. That's not what due process of law is. All right. Well, that's my commentary for today. Thank you for listening.